Good evening, everyone. It is June 11th. This is the night we normally have our monthly meeting, and we will have the monthly meeting after an executive session. So if you've joined us, we have one person in the audience. If you've joined us, I imagine it'll be about 45 minutes till we come back out. So I will we have opened the public hearing, and I am now making a, sorry?
Public meeting.
Just someone has a
Public meeting. Are you trying to signal something? You're just saying you got it, okay.
Someone got it? Okay.
And then I make a motion to enter executive session to discuss potential litigation and contract negotiation, proposed acquisition of real property where disclosure would substantially affect value, and employment history of an individual. May I have a second? Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so we'll see in about 45 minutes, Gaston. Okay, so Gaston, you're gonna have to tolerate.
He's not even in.
Oh, he's not in, okay.
You let him in?
Yeah. So it is 7:46. I made a motion to exit executive session. Trustee Starbuck, no, I made a motion. I can't remember now. I made the motion. Trustee Starbuck seconded. We all voted in favor to come out. Now on following the strictures of open meetings law, we do now need to go into a closed session to seek advice of counsel. So I would make a motion to do that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, and this is, I don't know, probably 15 minutes.
Right, so just so everybody knows, you will come back and reopen the public hearing in
Yes.
15 or 20
Public
minutes.
meeting, public meeting. We will reopen the public meeting.
Right.
Recording.
We're live.
Hi, thanks for being patient. It is now just a minute after 8. I made a motion to exit closed session, and Trustee Bozzi seconded. We all voted yes. And now I would like to make a motion to reopen the public meeting. Seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so given the two announcements, does someone have Gaston's number to
He's here.
let him know?
I'm good, right?
Yes, you're good. Thanks, John.
All right.
Sean.
Good night.
Good night. Good night.
Okay, announcements first. There has been water discoloration in the village today, sort of a yellowy color. Our department did water testing, as did the county health department. It was determined to be iron staining. Most of the pipes that our water system run through are cast iron pipes. Periodically, they get buildup on them, and every now and then the buildup will break off and stain the water for a period. It is temporary. It is safe. The only recommendation is to run your cold water from the largest tap in your house for about 15 minutes, so like your tub. And don't run hot water in your washing machine until you've done that water clearance, so it doesn't stain your clothes. It should be over with soon if it's not already. June 19th is the next yard waste pickup. That's next week. Community Day is the 21st. And I want to say congratulations to all the Haldane graduates who will be graduating this weekend.
Can I make another?
Yep.
Unfortunately, our participation in the community choice aggregation program for our energy has ended because of, I suppose, volatility in the market. So I think this week we'll all be anyone who is participating in it will get a letter in the mail of notifying us all that happened. There won't be any change to your electrical service. Like we'll all just go back to regular Central Hudson billing. And I hope that we can, you don't need to do anything. It means that you won't have clean energy. You could switch if you wanted a different source, but otherwise you don't need to do anything. And hopefully we can figure out something else in the future.
Such a bummer.
It's such a bummer.
Okay, and then just for the sake of, we've had a very long session tonight, and we still have some business to do. So I would like to make a motion to accept the reports of our boards and departments as submitted in writing. Second. All in favor?
Aye.
They are all available online, and if you have any questions, please feel free to contact the village clerk. There is one item I would like to pull out, and that is a memo from the HDRB. But otherwise, we'll accept as written. Okay. Next item is request to vote, a vote to add to modify agenda items. Any requests? Great. Will is on. Will Angelillo, who is our consulting engineer with Han. We are, yes, we are about ready to begin reconstruction on Fair Street. The deep damage from the July 2023 storm. And Will is here to talk to us about the logistics of that, how we're going to be moving people and cars, and what the next few months might look like while the work is done. So take it
Sure.
away.
All right. Good evening. Thank you. So we have a contractor on board. Northbrook Contracting will be performing the work. They're the ones that were recommended to do the project in which you guys approved. We now have a fully executed contract with them, and they are ready to start work. They will probably begin mobilizing next week. You might see materials arriving at the site.
They are now. You'll
Are
see them
there-
there now.
Okay, so they've started mobilizing, and they will might take a week or two before they begin work in earnest, but they will be doing some of the demolition type work. So you'll begin to see activity out there. In the next few weeks, they will be implementing their maintenance and maintenance for protection of traffic plan, which I can pull up. Let's see, are you looking at the, yeah, okay, great.
There we
So
go. Now we got it.
great,
So
so
first, if you could orient us north, south, east, and west, with
absolutely.
the river, etc.
So this is Fair Street. North is going is to the left side of the page. South would be the right side, so and east would be to the top. So you have Fair Street running from here from south to north. Over here is Mayor's Park, and this is the slope going up towards Grandview. So most of the work is taking place under the existing parking spaces where that existing pipe is. To perform the work, though, the contractor needs the southbound lane. And as part of taking that southbound lane, he will also be installing a pedestrian route to get people around the construction zone. So the portion of Fair Street from essentially the north end of Springbrook Commons all the way up to 9D will be northbound only for the duration of the heavy work portion of the project. There will be a concrete barrier along the edge of the traffic lane. Then there will be the pedestrian path, and then a barrier from the pedestrians to the work zone. When the contractor flips to do the work on the east side, it will be similar. At that point, the sidewalk should be in place for the pedestrians to use, and the northbound traffic will use a portion of the southbound lane to travel north while they're doing their work on the east side of Fair Street. So to all the homes north of the area will still be able to access their driveways. They will just have to come out of their driveways and head north. And to get to their driveways, we'll have to proceed from the south side of Fair Street and travel up through the construction zone to get to their driveways. There's about 5 homes that will be affected along here. So that's the
And we're
plan.
planning, sorry, we're planning on sending out a flyer or something to the residents, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, so and we'll send that when it's the most appropriate time. I'm not exactly sure yet when the contractor will be implementing this traffic plan, and setting up the barriers, but it will be some time later this month, most likely. And then this will continue for a good portion of the summer, very likely continuing into the fall. With this type of construction, it's very weather dependent. With all the rain we've had, if that sort of pattern continues, it could delay the project. So let's hope the weather's got all its rain out, and well, the contractor has nice dry weather after he starts work to continue. And
And not too dry.
not too
We
dry
want
that
it too dry.
not too dry that the reservoirs run dry.
Yeah, thank you.
And it rains on the weekends. It continues to rain on the weekends.
So,
No, we don't want that either.
so
Please.
for clarification, the village line, currently, the end of the village is before 9D. And so that last stretch of the road is currently the county's road. We have worked with the DPW commissioner to get approvals for cordoning off that section of the road too, so that pedestrians have a lane to stay in, and it's very obvious to cars that they can't turn on. They're working on signage for driveways. Obviously, people have to get in and out. It's gonna be tricky, but we'll make it work.
It will be inconvenient for the period, as construction always is. But by taking this lane, it will enable the contractor to proceed as swiftly as possible through the construction. As the mayor mentioned, we've worked with Putnam County to get this plan approved. There will be signage all the way out on 9D to direct people how to proceed and not to travel southbound this lane. There will be signage on the south side at Fair Street as well, warning people about the upcoming construction zone. All very standard procedures for construction.
I should also say that it's important to say that we've met with New York State Parks and with the Hudson Highlands Fjord Trail, so that they are fully aware, and they helped us to advocate to close to the end. So we appreciate the partnership on that. And Evan Thompson at Parks is thrilled that Fair Street will be a closed pedestrian area at the end for this time. Any questions for Will? We have a member of the press and 2 members of the public. I would like to see if they would like to ask any questions at this point in the agenda, so you don't have to sit through the rest. Does anybody have any comments or questions? Okay. Well, thank you, Will. And so this is going to be available on our website, and we're going to be doing posts and blasts about it, working with you.
Sounds good.
Okay, and the last easement that we needed to deal with has been dealt with. So I should have mentioned that in the other session.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Will. It's exciting to see this really happening. I know it's been a long road, so thank you.
Yes.
Oh, by the way, Will, yesterday I got an email from the Federal Highway Administration telling us that if we continued with this plan, they would not provide any support. Like, yes, we know. They wanted smaller lines than FEMA, smaller pipes than FEMA wanted, et cetera. It's like, let's just call it even here. We're good. We spent a year talking about what you're not giving us. Okay. Thanks,
Great.
Will. Have a good night.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Take care.
Good night.
You too.
So, the chairman of the rec commission is traveling today. We do have the events coordinator here. Community Day is coming up on 21st, which is Saturday, rain date the 22nd. It's the solstice, so longest day of the year. So much more fun to be had. It's from 4 to 8 p.m. It's all contained within Dockside. There are 6 live bands lined up for that period: food, drinks, games, live music, bouncy castles. And I just want to confirm, you all have worked with Bugsy on coordinating trash removal that day through the event,
Sure.
right?
Chair Amato was dealing with Bugsy. I was dealing with Officer in Charge Jackson. Um,
Jeff's last email confirmed that it was taken care of, and I did ask Bugsy. So there will be two pickups during the event and then at the end,
Then clean up.
and we're all good with.
I'm looking at the Excel sheet right now. We have a fun-filled day of 4 hours of activity.
Fantastic.
We got a dunk tank, speedball, sand dart, cornhole, rock painting, magnet making, face painting, dance lessons.
Right on. It'll be fun. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, next, as you know, a few weeks ago, we accepted the resignation of, Justice Lenson, who was our associate justice. She is moving abroad. The town has appointed Luke Hilpert as, to finish the term of Camille through November. I approached him about whether he would be willing to fill the appointed position of Associate Village Justice to be a backup for Justice Costello. He has indicated that he would gladly accept any appointment. And so I would like to make a motion to appoint Luke Hilpert as Associate Justice through the end of the village year, which is whatever the first Monday in December is. Second, all in favor? Aye. Okay, next is Laura. Approval of resolution 2325, accepting the mini bid for electric
Alright.
vehicles.
So this is using our NYSERDA grant to purchase F-150 EV for the water and wastewater department. So I'll read it. Any questions? Okay. Resolution 2025, accepting the bid for Ford F-150 pickup truck. Following resolution was offered by trustee Bosey for adoption and seconded by trustee Hewitt. Whereas the village has explored purchasing fleet vehicles that minimize our environmental impact while still meeting the needs of our residents and staff. Whereas the village continues to pursue our climate smart community goals. Whereas on May 16th, the village solicited bids for the purchase of an F-150 Lightning pickup truck. Whereas 4 bids were received, with Ferrario Auto Group submitting the bid with the best value based on overall cost and time to delivery. Is hereby resolved that the village awards the bid for the pickup truck purchase to Ferrario Auto Group and agreed to purchase the 2025 Ford F-150 Lightning pickup for the amount of $45,377.30. Is hereby finally resolved that the Board of Trustees of the Village of Cold Spring authorizes the mayor to sign the contract with Ferrario Auto Group.
On a roll call vote, trustee Starbuck,
Aye. Great work, Laura.
Thanks.
trustee Phillips Woods,
Aye.
trustee Bosey, and Mayor Foley.
Yes.
I believe the ayes do have it.
And that's a
Great.
great price
And
too.
it's a great, it's
Less than we expected, right?
we'll have $5,000 less, which I'd love to talk about briefly in my report, or do it now. But just on process, Greg, I'll submit the bid as the stage 1 approval for NYSERDA. They're waiting for it, and then once that's approved, like we can still tell Ferrario, but in the meantime,
Got it.
that will get us all set with NYSERDA.
Given that we're truncating reports tonight, do you want to talk about what your other thought is for the 5,000?
Yeah, so we'll have to do a contract modification for this last 5,000 or so. Again, we have really limited options. Basically, the only thing that's under 5,000 is electric landscaping equipment.
But we bought that already.
Well, it would be more. So
Oh, okay.
my thought is actually, is there something else that he wants? Otherwise, it could be 5,000 toward another like EV charger at the highway department, I guess, but we don't have the truck, but like there's not a great other, there's not a great other use, and otherwise we just lose it. I don't, unless someone else can think of something clever.
Great idea, Bugsy can use it,
Yeah,
like more landscaping stuff.
yeah, there might be something else that and honestly, the stuff is expensive, so like a couple of batteries is, they're a few hundred each, something like that.
It's fine with me.
That's all I can think of.
Good plan.
I agree.
Okay, all right,
I don't know if there's any other equipment that can be shared with water and wastewater.
yeah, I could write both of them and just ask.
That is all into the electric.
Yeah.
Okay, great, thanks. Thank you, Laura. Okay, now we're on to docking dates. We have two requests from Clearwater and then we have the request from C Street. So let's start with Clearwater. There are two requests from Clearwater and two different permit applications. The one is dates in July. They thought they would have docking arranged by July, but have not been able to secure enough docking for their school programs, their youth empowerment programs. So they're asking to dock in Cold Spring from July 19th to July 27th, as they did in May. And they're also asking for the fee to be waived because they are educational programs. And they are hoping to be able to reschedule not they're hoping, they intend to reschedule the community sale that we couldn't do in May. Discussion of that.
I think it's great to have them here. It's not tourist oriented, but it's something that is a piece of our history and is super charming and it's educational. I'm in full support.
I am too. So I would make a motion to accept the docking request and waive the fees for Clearwater, July 18th to the 27th.
Second.
In favor?
Aye.
And they will be docking overnight. The next request they have put in is for a charter. It's the Friday after Labor Day, the night of the 5th. So they would arrive in the morning before lunch on September 5th and depart September 6th before lunch. One charter sale at 1 p.m. and a public education sale in the evening at 5. So I was concerned about overlap. C Street did ask for the 6th. Clearwater knows that they need to be out early if we approve C Street on that day. But James Barker of C Street sent an email late in the day saying, I'm really tentative about the 6th of September. I don't know that we'll sell enough tickets. So it may not be an issue. But this would be for our normal docking fees, a per linear foot charge. It's 16 feet, so it'd be 1,696.
Would we do both? That sounded like that was potentially an option.
Do both C Street and them?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're spending on
Different
the night of the 5th and leaving the morning of the 6th. C Street comes midday on the
So
6th, if they come at all on that
It
day.
could work and then we get the fees from both.
Right.
Yeah.
If it goes through with C Street.
Great.
Sounds good.
I want to make a motion.
I make a motion to approve the docking request for, September 5th to 6th, by Hudson River School Clearwater. Anything else? At a fee of, $16 per foot, $1,696.
All in favor? Aye. We just need to make sure that those dates for those two sections get communicated to the officers, so they know to keep an eye on the overnights. Okay, the next is C Street. So I wasn't sure that we were gonna get a request from C Street this year. But we have. It is comparable in days. Does everybody have this one that I sent around? Not that one. This is the new one. I think that's it. I went in and made it more clear. Do you mind? Oh. Let me pause for a moment so everybody has a copy in front of them.
Sure.
We just make a quick copy.
Here, I'll make it.
Who's the best? Here's the Cougars are the best.
No problem.
So they had asked for a suite of days in October and November. The only date they requested in September is the 6th. That looks like it's may fall through. So we don't have a Labor Day overlap. When Lillian gets that paper back, I'll be able to tell you what they requested for docked and undocked. Our incentive for them to not be docked here is working. They were only asked to dock one day. And there are very few Fridays. So Sorry to make you wait, but it'll be easier when we have the paper in front of us. And we have checked against the West Point calendar, against the Haldane calendar, and the Halloween parade.
Is the Halloween parade the same day as?
Saturday before, I think it's the 26th of October. Last year, I believe we had, yeah, 26th, 25th or 26th. We had C Street, thank you, last year on the date.
Yeah, like we leave before the parade begins. So
Oh, it's in one copy? All right, so we'll share.
they're like ships passing in the night.
As,
They leave.
so let's start at the top. So September, the only date, as I said, was the 6th. They have asked to dock. That is pending. Haldane's homecoming is early this year. It's in September, and they have not made a request to come in September. So there's no overlap with Haldane homecoming. The requests in October are Saturday the 4th, docked, Sunday the 5th, undocked. They're not wanting to come on Indigenous Peoples' Day or Columbus Day itself, but the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Of note is that is West Point Family Day, and that's where we've been jammed up in the past, having both. So I want to have a conversation about that. In October 17th, 18th, 19th, they've made one docking request on the Saturday. There is a wedding that's being reviewed by the events coordinator right now. The wedding starts at, they're setting up at 2:45. The wedding starts at 4. I talked to James Barker. He'd be willing to flip that Saturday for Sunday so that they're not at the dock when the wedding's setting up. Friday the 24th and 25th, docked on the day of the Halloween parade on the Saturday. So they're switching it around Friday, Saturday, and Sunday in terms of docking requests. I guess it's mostly Saturdays and Sundays. He did confirm that it's the same. They're requesting 2 docked and 2 undocked dates in November. Now, last year, we approved most of them. They didn't all happen. We do have the clause in the contract now that has a cancellation fee. So if you want to talk numbers, the contract total for this year would be 22,714. Last year's was 25,740. So it's roughly comparable. But if we could go into deep detail a bit and consider the West Point weekend, October 10th, 11th, and 12th. It's Friday and Saturday at West Point. That does not go on Sunday.
Are you thinking cancel what, like, if
I
we
am-
cancel the Saturday, what Fridays aren't as busy? And
I am disinclined to have C Street here on particularly on the Saturday of West Point Family Weekend, because we do get a crowd,
This weekend.
and that long weekend, yeah.
Yeah.
and Columbus weekend.
I think that makes sense. I mean, October is always busy anyway. But that looks like a little bit of a cluster. It's heavy, and Saturday is definitely the busiest day of the week.
I mean, honestly, I'd be inclined to
Oh.
say nothing on the whole weekend. Thoughts?
I think that's a chunk of money that we should be getting and shouldn't be turning down personally.
So what would your suggestion be?
I would be okay with dropping Saturday to like help smooth out that peak.
So just cancel Saturday.
Yeah.
What do others think?
If we were concerned about the revenue, we could ask to move the docking from that Saturday to the Sunday. But there was one docking day that weekend.
Well, it sounds like, how do you feel about the Saturday, Tweeps?
Oh, yeah, no, I mean, I think we should definitely cancel this Saturday. I'm
Okay.
just,
Sounds
I'm
like
just,
we're all in favor of
yeah,
that, right?
I'm just
Yeah,
thinking
yeah,
about
yeah.
the rest of the weekend.
I mean, Friday is quieter, but that Sunday is gonna be packed, because people have Monday off.
Which could make the Friday quieter maybe, but still heavy anyway, because it's a holiday weekend and people do things. I don't know. I mean, but I agree, it is a chunk of,
I thought that what was in your email was what was in the budget, but it's what was last year's. Do we
That's what
know
we-
what Michelle had budgeted for this?
That is what we budgeted for, you mean for this year, in this
For
year's
next-
budget,
For like,
the budget season we're in now?
no, I guess I want next year's, right? All of this revenue is gonna go for next year.
We're in.
We're in next year.
June one, we're in next year
We're in
now.
Oh, yeah, okay, so that's this year.
This is what, if we said yes to everything on the contract for this year, we get 22,714. I don't remember what was
That's
allocated.
less than past years, I think.
It is
So
less,
This
le-
is a light load already.
Well, but also
way.
remember, we didn't get the full amount because they canceled quite a lot with rain. So it's a guess.
Which
It's
could
a guess
happen
anyway.
again, you never know. Considering it's been raining for days on end.
I just, that the impact on that weekend is so intense. Like, okay, maybe be okay with Friday, but I would be inclined to cancel, to say no to Saturday and Sunday.
Okay.
That's,
I'm only for Saturday, canceling Saturday, I can get behind.
so you wanna, you're proposing to cancel Saturday and Sunday, but
I'm
keep
proposing
Friday?
to say
Or nothing, keep-
no to Saturday and Sunday, but leave Friday. So looking for how you're feeling about that.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Use dock days or undocked days?
They were
Those are-
undocked days.
Undocked, so that's a lower number of revenue.
So
at
we
least.
could say Friday is, I mean, we could say Friday, you can dock on Friday then, and then that brings up.
But they don't need docking on Friday?
They set themselves to only dock one of the days of the weekend. They were willing to flip it for the following weekend on the 18th and 19th.
They were docked on the 18th.
To accommodate the wedding, so we can ask them if they can,
But undocked Friday.
I don't, why would we ask them to dock when they don't need to? Just so that we can raise our revenue. I mean, I think
That's a
that's
good
a
point.
ridiculous
That's a good
request.
that's a good point.
I think it's that they
Well, we're
are,
offering them.
we told them they get to do it once a weekend, so they picked a date. And so if we say you could do it that date, maybe they'll say yes to it. I don't think that.
I think that if they don't need stock, they would save the $1,000.
We can put it out there and see how they respond to it.
Yeah.
I don't think it needs to be a requirement. But we can throw it out there as a compromise. Okay, how about Veterans Day? That's November 8th and 9th.
Oh, November slows down so much. I don't think at that point it matters.
It's October, that's the real killer.
October is definitely the high traffic time.
I don't have a problem with that weekend.
Okay, so it sounds like people are comfortable with Saturday the 6th, if that goes through. In October, Saturday the 4th and Sunday the 5th. On Indigenous People / Columbus weekend, only Friday the 10th. And noting that we had one dissent on that. Friday the 17th, Saturday the 18th, and Sunday the 19th. Friday the 24th, Saturday the 25th, Sunday the 26th. November 1st and 2nd, and November 8th and 9th. Yep,
Yeah, sounds good.
okay, so, I guess what happens now is that we, put together a contract and go back to James, and it may be, again, dates will likely fall off, they always do. Okay, thank you for the feedback. We're gonna table item 6E, food truck moratorium. We'll take that up next week. We need some, a little more background on that. And then, just confirming that the board, in executive session did discuss East Belvedere Street, and the recognition of East Belvedere as, a public road by use, so that we can help with some of the flooding issues back in that area and deal with the road surface. So John first is, we've asked him to prepare a resolution, and that'll be on the agenda next week as well. The other thing I wanted to pull out was we are agreeing to truncate the reports, but I do want to talk to you guys about, you trustees, pardon me, not you guys, about, the report from the village, from the HDRB, the letter that they sent. It's in the packet somewhere. It is a letter from the chair of the, there we go, thank you. It's a letter from the chair of the HDRB, regarding certain alterations that were done or installed on buildings in the Cold Spring Historic District without HDRB review or approval. And he points out a number of signs, exterior alterations, an issue with the door, and then some, decorative elements on a structure with a sort of faux foliage that has been attached to the building. We do now have the second code enforcement officer in place. He has been around the village following up on complaints. I would like to forward this to that office and ask them to follow through.
Good with that, 100%. Yes.
Okay, great. We have no bills this week. We do have minutes. One of them we need to table because not enough people who are at the meeting are here. Oh. 1 minute. In front of me now, I don't know where they are. I'm looking for the dates and the,
521 and 6-4.
okay, yeah, so 5/21. We have to table. Because we need quorum to vote on it, and 2 of us were absent, I think Eliza and I were absent. 6/4, you all can vote on.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of June 4th, 2025.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, we have reached the end of our agenda. Would the board like to entertain public comment?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, is there anyone who would like to speak or ask questions?
Yes,
Hi, Gaston. It's nice to have you back.
Hi, everyone. It's
Hi.
nice to be back. I was really excited to hear about having the community day in the waterfront. It's just nice to sort of, I live there, but it's nice to have, that kind of annual event there. And so I was happy to hear that it's coming back. And I also wanted to thank you for your leadership on the Clearwater and also the C Streak. I thought the conversation tonight was much more balanced than in the past, and it's good that the village is at a place with its finances to be able to do that and be more balanced than that. So I just wanted to say thank you for that. Yeah, that's all.
It's always lovely when someone says thank you, so we appreciate it.
You can come back next week too.
Okay, be back next week. I'm off for the summer, so
Oh, right on.
Well, you all enjoy your night. I know it's late for you all, so.
Thank you, and
Thank
you.
you.
One quick thanks too. It's nice to see the historic board looking after kind of the increasing size of the signs in our village. It seems like businesses, the signs are growing and growing, so that was also nice. So, but
Yes,
it's
that
late.
is that's also an issue for the zoning board.
Yeah.
Because some of the larger ones that you've seen didn't have any approvals, so it's,
Oh. Oh, Lord.
it needs follow-up.
Oh, Lord. Okay. Well, I will thank you for that, and I will leave you to go home.
Good night.
Have a good night.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Any other comment or question? No, Mike says no. Excellent. Okay, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.